Hello and welcome everybody to Humboldt Crabs Baseball on the Road. We are at beautiful Recreation Park right near downtown Healdsburg, California, as your Humboldt Crabs take on the Healdsburg Prune Packers in Game 2 of this 3-game Pacific Empire League series. I'm Liam Mortar. I'll be taking you through all of the action today. Of course, the Crabs took a tough loss last night, 11-6. The game was a lot closer in the end than it really was for the majority of the game. Cameron Sewell with a 2-run shot. Crabs adding on 3 runs in the top of the 8th, making it a little bit closer and putting up some fight. So the game is just about to get started. Let me give you starting lineup for your Humboldt Crabs, brought to you by Compass Community Credit Union and the North Coast Co-op. Leading off will be the third baseman Keenan Morris. Batting second will be a designated hitter Kavanasaurus. Batting third will be the second baseman Cameron Sewell. Batting fourth will be the left fielder Adam Enyart. Batting fifth and debuting for the Crabs will be the right fielder Tyler Howard. Batting sixth will be the first baseman Tate Medikoff. Batting seventh will be the center fielder Jacob Pappas. Batting eighth will be the catcher Nico Lombardi. Batting ninth will be the shortstop Michael Perazzo. And on the mound for the Crabs will be Brody Jacobs. Give you the defensive alignment for the Prune Packers in just a second, but Luke Payne is on the mound for the Prune Packers out of the University of Tennessee, as gets in and fouls it off to the left. Keenan Morris, and it's 0-1 to start this ball game here on this Wednesday night. A 1 pitch. This is inside, and it's 1-1. One pitch misses outside, and it's 2-1. Crabs looking to get their first win in the Pacific Empire League tonight. 2-1 way inside. Brushes Keenan Morris back, and it's 3-1. Morris had a couple of hits last night. Definitely was one of the outstanding Crabs players offensively. 3-1 in there for a called strike, and the count goes full 3-2. Keenan thought that was ball 4. The umpires definitely played a part in last night's game. Robin Guyver, the Crabs manager, was ejected in the 3rd inning. The 3-2 high and inside ball 4. And Guyver was ejected after a series of calls did not go the Crabs' way, and eventually just kind of lost it on the umpire. And you know, when Robin gets upset, he really feels like he was wronged. I'll bring in Kavanasaurus. I'm going to give you the defensive lineup for the Prune Packers. Left, right in the outfield. J.C. Agard is in left. Just to pitch to Soares, low and inside, 1-0. Jay Souza's in center. Jake McCoy's in right. Left to right in the infield. Jacob French is at third. Max Martinez is at short. Antonelli Savateri is at second. Logan Sutter's at first. Hideki Prather is behind the plate. And, of course, Luke Payne, as I mentioned, is on the mound. That's a slow ground ball to second. No play at second. The play at first is in time to get Soares 1 away. And Keenan Morris will advance to second. Runner at second, 1 out, and that's going to bring in Cameron Sewell. Very important for the Crabs against this very, very good Prune Packers team to get out in front first. The issue against these Prune Packers, both this season and in seasons past, is that if you have to play from behind against the Prune Packers, you're already in trouble. Cameron Sewell steps in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. 2-run home run last night. The 0-1 pitch is a line drive out to left field. That's a base hit. Keenan's going to be held at third, and that's going to be a single for Cameron Sewell. And that was a good decision by the third base coach, Jeff Giacomini, to hold Keenan Morris at third. He would have been hosed if he tried to score there. I'll bring it Adam Enyart, and of course Adam Enyart's the guy you want up, driving runs. Crabs looking to jump out in front early. Enyart, 5 home runs coming into this game. That leads the team. Pitches up high, 1-0. Enyart had a solidly hit double last night. One O's in the dirt, it skips, and that's going to allow Sewell to go to second on the wild pitch. That's going to make it second and third with 1 out. And a 2-0 count to Adam Enyart. 2-0 is a high chopper foul, just fouled on the third base line. It's 2-1. Pretty full house here at Recreation Park in Healdsburg, although not quite as full as it was last night. Crabs in their camo tops, white pants. Here on the road. 2-1. In there for a called strike. Adam Enyart's in disbelief. I mean, even to me, looked like that pitch was both low and inside. Although I am to the left of home plate, so my view of the strike zone is not that good, but the way Enyart's protesting, I would agree with his opinion. Two is chopped foul. Do it again, 2-2. Warm day here in Sonoma County. Warmest day of the week, which really is not that bad. It only got into the low 90s. Two is fouled back. Do it over 2-2. Good at bat from Adam Enyart. Enyart coming in batting .368. 20 RBIs leading the team along with those 5 home runs. 2-2, low and inside. Count goes full, 3-2. 3-2 pitch is in the dirt, ball 4, so another great at bat from Adam Enyart. That's going to load the bases with 1 out. And here is the Crabs debut of Tyler Howard. And what a way to start his Crabs career if he got a hit here. Chance to do something very good for the Crabs in his first Crabs at bat. Met the team here in Healdsburg yesterday. Pitch to Howard, and there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. One is a fly ball out to right field. The right fielder going back, ranging to his left, makes the catch. Morris tags up from third. A great throw is offline. He's going to score. And the Crabs take a 1-0 lead here early in the top of the first. So a sac fly for Tyler Howard. Sewell and Enyart both move up. So second and third with 2 outs. And not a bad way to start your Crabs career with a sac fly and an RBI. I'll bring in Tate Metcalf. Metcalf is in there for a called strike, 0-1. And one way high and outside. And it's 1-1. 1-1 pitch, a high chopper foul down the third base line. It's 1-2. One, two up high, and it's 2-2. Two swung on and missed, strike three. That's going to do it for the Crabs here in the top of the first, but they get a run. It is Crabs 1. Prune Packers coming up in the bottom of the first. You're listening to Humboldt Crabs Baseball, Humboldt's ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, bottom of the first inning. It is Crabs 1. The Prune Packers coming up here in the bottom of the first. Let me set the Crabs defensively. Left to right in the outfield, it'll be Adam Enyart in left, Jacob Pappas in center, Tyler Howard making his debut in right field. Left to right in the infield, Keenan Morris at third, Michael Perazo at short, Cameron Sewell at second, Tate Metcalf at first, Nico Lombardi is behind the plate, and Brody Jacobs is on the mound for the Crabs. Jacobs has started only one game. This is his 4th overall appearance. 9 innings pitched. In those 9 innings, he's given up 4 hits, 3 runs. Only 2 of those runs are earned. Walked 5, struck out 9 with an ERA of 2. And leading it off for the Prune Packers will be Jay Souza. I'll give you the rest of the Prune Packers lineup in just a moment. Pitch to Souza's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. One is for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Batting second for the Prune Packers will be Antonelli Savateri. Batting third, the second baseman. Batting third will be the first baseman, Logan Sutter. Batting fourth will be the third baseman, Jacob French. 0-2 is up high, and it's 1-2. Batting fifth is the designated hitter, Alex Burge. Batting sixth is the left fielder, J.C. Agard. Batting seventh is the right fielder, Jake McCoy. Batting eighth is the shortstop, Max Martinez. Batting ninth is the catcher, Hideki Prather. 1-2 is a line drive out to center field, and coming in and making the catch is the center fielder, Pappas, one away. I'll bring in Antonelli Savateri. This Prune Packers lineup, it is deep, and it does not have many weaknesses. It is a very difficult lineup to pitch to, as the Crabs found out last night. Pitches up high, 1-0. No pitches swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. One misses low, and it's 2-1. Two one is a fly ball out to left. Coming in and making the catch is the Crabs left fielder Adam Enyart, 2 away. So a couple of fly balls to start the bottom of the first. I'll bring in Logan Sutter. To Sutter, high and outside, 1-0. Pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. One pitch. Misses up high, and it's 2-1 to Logan Sutter. Two on swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. 2-2 pitch, fouled back, and up over the Crabs dugout down the first baseline. It's still 2-2. Talked about this last night, but the dugouts here at Recreation Park are actual dugouts. They're dug out into the ground. Tutu swung on and missed strike 3, and that's exactly what the Crabs needed to start the game here in the bottom of the first. It was a nice, clean inning, and Brody Jacobs gets it done. It's 1-0 Crabs as we head to the top of the second. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg. Top of the second inning, the Crabs lead the Prune Packers by a score of 1-0. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Baywood Golf and Country Club, also Big Blue Cafe. Visit the Crabs' favorite, the Big Blue Cafe on the plaza in Arcata, serving breakfast and lunch all day welcome home to the Big Blue. Due up for the Crabs will be Pappas, Lombardi, and then Perazo. Pappas is outside 1-0. Is a ground ball up the middle. The shortstop fields it and then drops it. And Pappas is going to reach on the error. The shortstop Martinez fielded it and then dropped the baseball, was unable to handle it. Well, that's going to be an error on the shortstop, Max Martinez, allowing Pappas to reach. So runner on first, nobody out. It's going to bring in Nico Lombardi. So Lombardi's in the dirt. Corralled nicely by the Prune Packer catcher, Prather. 1-0. Runner goes, the 1-0 is outside the play at second, and they got him. They got Pappas. That was a great throw by Hideki Prather, and Pappas is gunned down at second. So 1 out now. Nobody on. 1-0 count to Nico Lombardi. 1-0 is popped up foul out of play off to the right. It's 1-1. Is a fly ball out to shallow center field. The center fielder coming in. It's going to drop for a base hit. Right in between the shortstop and the center fielder. And 1 out single for Nico Lombardi. I'll bring in Michael Perazo. Look, against a team as good as the Prune Packers, if you're the Crabs and you have a lead, you want to add on whenever you can. Perazo was fouled straight back, and it's 0-1. Stands here at Recreation Park, at least all the way around home plate and down the third base line, are all completely covered. So if you're hoping to get a foul ball in the stands, unless you're sitting in the uncovered stands on the first or third base lines, you're not going to get one. It's grounded right back to the pitcher, and sort of first is in, time 2 away. So on the play, Lombardi goes to second. I'll bring in the top of the order in Keenan Morris. Another runner in scoring position for the Crabs. Pitch to Morris, misses outside. It gets away from the catcher temporarily. 1-0. Keenan, of course, had a couple of hits last night. Is up high, and it's 2-0. 2-0 swung on and missed. Morris chased at a pitch that was low, 2-1. Two one, low and outside, and it's 3-1. Three one, called strike. It's 3-2. Three two, up high, ball four. So Morris works the walk. First and second with 2 outs. We'll bring in Kavanasaurus. Source 11 RBIs coming into this game. Source in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 is popped up in the infield, right behind second. It's going to be the Prune Packer shortstop Martinez making the catch, and that's going to do it for the Crabs. They fail to score, but they lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Humboldt Crabs Baseball, ESPN Radio 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Sonoma County, bottom of the second inning. Your Crabs lead the Prune Packers by a score of 1-0. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Crestmark. Crestmark Millwork is a local manufacturer of custom cabinetry and millwork for commercial projects throughout California and Oregon, creating signature elements of extraordinary spaces. Since 1997, Crestmark is committed to promoting a healthy and productive society by investing in the relationships with our employees, local communities, suppliers, and customers. Due up for the Prune Packers, it will be French, Burge, and Agard. And it's Brody Jacobs, who had a good start to the game. Clean 1-2-3 inning, only threw 14 pitches. Pitches low to French, 1-0. Is popped up third base side. Morris making his way over to the fence and will fall out of play. 1-1. The 1-1 is sprayed foul off to the left, and it's 1-2. One-two is a ground ball on a few hops. The Crabs' second baseman on to first. One away, Cameron Sewell making the play. I'll bring in Alex Bird. If you hear a lot of background noise, that is because I'm in the stands here at Recreation Park. Top row, no press box here at Rec Park. In fact, the Healdsburg Prune Packers broadcast crew across the stadium for me, they have to be at the top of the stands too. Pitches in there for a called strike to Bird, 0-1. This has gotten much more packed as the game has started. 0-1, outside 1-1. I would say now it's just about as packed as it was last night. Prune Packers have a very good team and very understandable. The fans are excited to come out and see them play. 1-1 up high, and it's 2-1. Just like Arcata, the Healdsburg community really loves and supports their baseball team. Two one in there for a called strike, and it's 2-2. Two over the glove of catcher Lombardi and to the backstop. 3-2, nobody on base. Three two's a line drive down the right field line, just foul. Not by a lot. By the way, Crabs Queen Tamara Cloesy sitting right next to me to my right. The other Crabs fans made the trip here to Healdsburg as well. Three-two to Burge, just outside, ball four. Burge will head down to first with one out. I'll bring in J.C. Agard. Pitch to Agard is a high fly ball out to left field, and that is off the fence. Runner's going to be held up at third, and cruising into second with the one-out double is J.C. Agard. I mean, that ball, just based on the sound, it looked like it was headed out of here, but hit the top of the fence out in left field. So second and third with one out. Then he'll bring in Jake McCoy He did not play last night. Jake McCoy out of San Jose State. Of course, I was talking last night, there are some big schools on this Healdsburg Prune Packer roster. To McCoy, and did that hit him? The home plate umpire says it did, and well, here we go again. Did it hit him? Did he swing? Was it a foul ball? Nobody knows. Happened twice last night. And so McCoy now is standing at home plate. And now Joey Gomes is out to talk to the home plate umpire. So umpires have had a hard time figuring out what is a hit by pitch and what is not. Because 2 consecutive batters last night, this similar situation happened, and now the umpires are going to talk about it. So either it was ruled that McCoy swung, or it hit his bat, or it didn't hit him. I'm not sure. Looked like it got his wrist. So it's 0-1. Figured it out relatively quickly compared to last night. 0-1 is popped up. Right side of second. It's going to be Sewell doing a dance, ranging to his left, and making the catch. 2 away. No runners remain at second and third now with 2 outs. That'll bring in Alex Martinez. And a chance for Brody Jacobs to get out of a jam. To Martinez, low and outside, 1-0. Is swung on and fouled off the plate, 1-1. One in the dirt, 2-1. Nice job by Lombardi to keep the baseball in front of him. Liam Forsythe, who was behind the plate last night, had an eventful night. I mean, Prune Packer base runners were very aggressive and tested him a lot. 2-1 is a little looper. It's going to drop in front of the shortstop. He's not going to have a play. And scoring is Burge, and this ball game is tied. It's a little blooper off the bat. Fell right in front of Perazzo and hit so slowly he didn't really have much of a play. So first and third with 2 outs and a run in. It's 1-1. And then I'll bring in Hideki Prather, who I remember was on this team last season. Pitch to Prather is low, 1-0. And now Lombardi out to talk to Brody Jacobs. They'll have a conversation. It'll give me some time to let you know that Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Cypress Grove Cheese. Cypress Grove is the leading producer of delicious artisan goat cheese, including Humboldt Fog, one of the most famous cheeses in the country. Proudly based in Arcata, California, Cypress Grove cheeses are available at cheese shops and grocery stores nationwide and online at cypressgrovecheese.com. There's nothing like that Humboldt Fog feeling. I do miss that Humboldt Fog, both the cheese and the weather. But honestly, the weather here has not been too bad. I mean, we're in the upper 80s right now. Feels pleasant. Throw over to first. Martinez back in safely. And today's supposed to be the hottest day of the week, so I think conditions are supposed to be even better tomorrow night for the final game of this series. One-0 is a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Perazo, flipped to second for the force, and that's going to do it for the Prune Packers here in the second. They tie up the game. It's 1-1 as we head to the third. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, top of the third inning. It is 1-1 between the Crabs and the Prune Packers. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Charleston Tree Services. We're here to help with your growing concerns. Our locally owned and operated family business has served homeowners and commercial property owners throughout Humboldt County since 2007. And by Compass Community Credit Union. Hey Crabs fans, team sponsor Compass Community Credit Union is happy to point you towards a better banking experience. Visit their conveniently located branches in Arcata and Eureka or online at compassccu.org. That's compassccu.org. Due up for the Crabs, it will be Sewell, Enyart, and Howard. And Sewell's going to bunt at it and bunt it foul. 0-1. Sewell facing Luke Payne, the Packers starting pitcher tonight. 0-1, and the dirt 1-1. Talking about big schools on the Prune Packer roster. Luke Payne from this little school in Knoxville, Tennessee called the University of Tennessee. The Volunteers. 1-1 is a fly ball out to right field. The right fielder coming in, but it's going to drop in front of him for a base hit. Already the third hit of the game for the Crabs. On our first nobody out, that'll bring in Adam Enyart. Enyart in the dirt, kicks away from the catcher, and that's going to allow Sewell to go into second on the wild pitch. So a great opportunity for the Crabs to take the lead here in the third inning. Now runner on second with nobody out. And Adam Enyart, the Crabs RBI leaders at the plate with a 1-0 count. One-0 is low and inside, 2-0. Two O's in the dirt, gets past the catcher again. And going to third is Cameron Sewell on another wild pitch from Luke Payne. So a couple of gifts from Luke Payne. We'll have Sewell at third with nobody out. A 3-0 count to Adam Enyart. I mean, if the Crabs are going to win a game against the Prune Packers, they need to take advantage of opportunities like this. Is a ground ball right to the third baseman. He's going to go home with it, and he is going to have Sewell cut down at the plate. The catcher kind of tripped over Cameron Sewell and kind of got him in the head a little bit. He looks to be all right, but I'm sure that didn't feel good. So Sewell out at the plate. Enyart safe on the fielder's choice, so runner at first with one out. It's going to bring in Tyler Howard. Has the only RBI for the Crabs in this game so far, making his debut. Pitch Howard is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. The 0-1, high and outside, and it's 1-1. One, high and outside again. Count goes to 2-1. Two one, fouled back, and it's 2-2. Two is fouled back again. We'll do it over 2-2. Two is popped up, foul territory, first base side. The first baseman making his way over, but it's going to fall out of play. Do it again, 2-2. Two, high and outside. Count goes full. 3-2. Three-two pitch, popped up. Back to the right and out of play. Do it over 3-2. A good battle from Tyler Howard. Three-two pitch is a sharp grounder and a great diving play by the third baseman. Throw to first is not in time. Tyler Howard beats it out. But what a play by Jacob French to lay out to his right and glove that baseball. He might have saved extra bases there. Enyart to second. It'll be first and second with one out. I'll bring in Tate Medikoff. And a meeting on the mound. Joey Gomes out to talk to his starter Payne. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by the North Coast Co-op, also by North Coast Mercantile, family-owned and operated, serving Humboldt County since 1951. North Coast Mercantile brings you a fantastic assortment of domestic, import, and craft beers, as well as wine, spirits, non-alcoholic beverages, and snacks. Check out the North Coast Mercantile's Titus Trailer in the right field beer garden in the Arcata Ballpark. 8 taps featuring local microbrews, wine, and cider. And by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank strengthening our local communities. Our commitments come to life through our people, programs, and policies. Together we can make a difference in the communities we serve. All right, another chance for the Crabs to take the lead. They've had plenty of them so far. They've only cashed in on one of those with the sac fly in the top of the first. Shtemedikov is fouled back, and it's 0-1. Crabs had a runner at third with nobody out, and unfortunately, Adam Menyart grounded it right to the third baseman, who threw home to get the out. One is grounded fouled on the third base line. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch, misses low and outside, and it's 1-2. One, two misses way up high. 2-2. Good job by Prather to glove that. Two is a pop-up just to the right of second base. The Prune Packers second baseman Savateri will make the catch 2 away. I'll bring in Jacob Pappas. Yet another chance for the Crabs to take the lead. And Pappas, coming into this game, through 5 games, is batting .500. Just pretty outstanding. Pitch to Pappas is a line drive out to center field, but it's right to the Prune Packer center fielder Souza for the third out, and that's going to do it. It is 1-1 between the Crabs and the Prune Packers as we head to the bottom of the third. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN Radio 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Sonoma County. Bottom of the third inning. It is 1-1 between the Prune Packers and the Crabs. Due up for the Prune Packers, it'll be the top of the order. Souza, Savateri, and Sutter against Brody Jacobs out for his third inning of work. Beautiful night here in Healdsburg. Warm day. Temperature got into the low 90s, but it was in the upper 80s by the time the game started. So a pretty pleasant night. packed house here at Recreation Park. Rec Park, it's been around for a while. All wood seating. And the seating area that extends behind home plate and down the third base line. All covered. Mr. Souza outside 1-0. The bleachers, there are bleachers right behind the Crabs dugout down the first base line and out down past third base that are in the sun. 1-0, and that hits Souza right on the back. No doubt about that one. Did not swing. It did not hit his bat. That is just a hit by pitch. I think I can figure that one out. He'll head down to first. I'll bring in Antonelli Salvatore. Salvatore gets past the catcher Lombardi, and that's going to allow Souza to go to second. I would say a pass ball. It looked like just got past Nico Lombardi, but see what the official score here in Healdsburg says. 1-0 is a fly ball out to left center field, and diving and making a great catch is Pappas in the play at second, and Souza gets back in. What a highlight reel catch from Jacob Pappas, fully extending and making a beautiful catch. Unbelievable. That's one of the outfield plays of the season for the Crabs. Full dive, full extension, made it look easy. Jacob Pappas, one of those guys that has gotten it done for the Crabs both at the plate and in the field. One out, or second, that'll bring in Logan Sutter. Sutter is fouled back 0-1. 0-1 is a sharp ground ball to Peraza, who's going to go to third. The play at third is in time. Heads up play by Michael Peraza to just spin around and throw it to Keenan Morris over at third to get Souza. That'll be fielder's choice. 6-5. Sutter on first now with 2 outs. That'll bring in Jacob French. Pitch to French is a fly ball out to left center field. Pappas racing to his right and making the catch. Not as spectacular as the diving catch he had earlier, but he had to run that one down. Another great play. That's going to do it for the Prune Packers here in the third. It is 1-1 as we head to the top of the fourth. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, top of the 4th inning. It is 1-1 between the Crabs and the Prune Packers. Due up for the Crabs, it will be Lombardi, Perazzo, and Morris against Max Payne, Luke Payne. Lombardi will step in. And the pitch is outside, 1-0. High and outside, 2-0. Way up and over the head of the catcher, Prather. 3-0. Payne's been a bit wild at times in this game. A few wild pitches. 3-0, low and inside ball 4. So on 4 pitches, Lombardi works the walk. That'll bring in Michael Perazzo.
I'm not bringing him up to Humboldt.
To Perazzo, in there for a called strike, 0-1. And Perazzo bunts it. Foul down the third base line, 0-2. Two called, strike 3, 1 away. Good pitch from Payne. I'll bring in Keenan Morris. Morris swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. 1 swung on and missed again, 0-2. Two is foul tipped at the plate. We'll do it again, 0-2.
Did they change pitchers? He looks taller.
Oh yeah, the Prune Packers do have a new pitcher, as Tamara let me know. I did not catch that. And that's a ground ball right to the shortstop. Flip to second for 1, on to first. In time, double play. And that's going to do it for the Crabs here in the top of the 4th. We are tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, bottom of the fourth inning. It is tied at 1 between the Crabs and the Prune Packers. Here in the bottom of the fourth for the Prune Packers, due up, it will be Burge, Agard, and McCoy against Brody Jacobs. Out for his fourth inning of work. Well, we have a moment. Let's take you around, do some scores from around Major League Baseball. Cleveland Guardians lead the Giants 1-0. Just to the south of us in San Francisco. And the Astros and the A's are scoreless top of the first in West Sacramento. Oh, ready to go here in the fourth. Pitch to Burge is low, 1-0. 1-0. Did he hold up his swing? He did not. It went around as 1-1. One is a fly ball out to right field. The right fielder going back and now coming in. Tyler Howard making the catch, one away. And I'll bring in J.C. Agard. To Agard, up high, 1-0. High and inside, and it's 2-0. Pitch misses up high, and the count goes to 3-0. Pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 3-1. Fouled off to the right. Count goes full 3-2. Popped up off to the right, now to play again. Dude over 3-2. Outside ball 4. So Guard works the walk with 1 out. Now bring in Jake McCoy. McCoy swung on and missed. The throw from the catcher back down to first. And Agard's back in safely. It's 0-1 to Jake McCoy. The 0-1. And there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. 0-2's in the dirt, and it's 1-2. Throw to first, and guards back in safely. One-two way high and outside. 2-2, and a good job by the Crabs catcher Lombardi to reach up and glove that one. Two, misses up high, count goes full 3-2. Three-two pitch is popped up. Shallow right field. Going out is Sewell, doing a little pop-up dance and making the catch. 2 away. I'll bring in Max Martinez. Max Martinez out of a little school known as University of Southern California. Martinez high and inside, 1-0. Pitch is a fly ball out to left field. It's going to be the center fielder Pappas racing over to his right, making the catch out in left center. And that's going to do it for the Prune Packers here in the fourth. We are tied up at 1. So we head to the fifth. You're listening to Humboldt Crabs Baseball, ESPN Radio 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, top of the fifth inning. It is 1-1 between your Crabs and the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Still trying to figure out who the pitcher is on the mound for the Prune Packers. I believe it is number 26. And that is Blake Crawford. He closed out the game last night for the Prune Packers. And the pitch is way over the catcher's head to Soros, 1-0. Soros will be followed by Sewell and Enyart, and another one to the backstop, 2-0 from Crawford. Two-0 pitch. This is outside, 3-0. And that's in there for a called strike. Cabana Soares did not think that was a strike and was headed down to first, but instead will head back to home plate, 3-1. 3-1 pitch, low and outside, ball 4, so leadoff walk for Cabana Soares. Runner at first, nobody out. That'll bring in Cameron Sewell. Crabs looking to get their first league win tonight this season. And their first win against the Prune Packers here in Healdsburg in a while. They did not get one last season. Pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Crabs have not had much luck here at Recreation Park. It's not a place that has been kind to them. 0-1. Brushes Sewell back, and it's 1-1. One in the dirt, and it's 2-1. One pitch in the dirt again, and it's 3-1. Is a ground ball through the right side of the infield for a base hit. And Soares is going to stop at second, and the Crabs have runners at first and second with nobody out. That'll bring in Adam Enyart, and actually, I don't believe this is Crawford on the mound. Point streak is telling me something different here. It is Hayden Hattenbach now on the mound for the Prune Packers. Came in the fourth. Pitch is low, 1-0, number 36. And the pitch to Enyart is fouled off to the right, and it's 1-1. One is a ground ball right to the Prune Packer shortstop. He'll flip to second for one. On to first, in time, double play. Soares to third. Now with 2 outs. I'll bring in Tyler Howard with a chance to get his second RBI of the night. Sac fly in the top of the first to bring in the Crabs' only run. Crabs have had plenty of chances to get runners in this game so far, and they have squandered most of them, except for Howard's sac fly in the first, as I just mentioned. Pitch to Howard is in the dirt, 1-0. Tyler Howard making his Crabs debut tonight, met the team here in Healdsburg yesterday. 1-0 is in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. One is a ground ball up the middle, base hit, and the Crabs will take the lead 2-1 on Tyler Howard's second RBI of the night, a base hit right up the middle. And Crabs Queen Tamara is sitting just to my right, and she brought the bubble gun out on the road. Feels just like home. 2-1 Crabs. Tyler Howard, what a great start to his Crabs career. Couple of RBIs tonight. That'll bring in Tate Medikoff. Pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. One zero is inside, and it's 2-0. Two 0 pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Two one is ground ball right to the Prune Packer third baseman onto first in time. And that's going to do it for the Crabs, but they get a run. They take the lead 2-1 over the Prune Packers as we head to the bottom of the fifth. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN Radio, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg. Bottom of the fifth inning, the Crabs lead the Prune Packers by a score of 2-1. Crabs debutant Tyler Howard with both RBIs. Sac fly and an RBI single. Brody Jacobs out for his fifth inning of work. He'll face Hideki Prather. And pitches in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Oh, 1 in the dirt. Did he check his swing? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. It's 1-1. Hideki Prather out of Clemson University in South Carolina. One is low, 2-1. 2-1, high and inside, and it's 3-1. High and outside, ball 4, so Crabs just got Brody Jacobs the lead, and not what he wants to do is a leadoff walk to Prather. I'll bring in Jace Souza. And Robin Guyver, the Crabs manager, is going to go out to the mound to talk to Brody Jacobs. I do see somebody throwing in the Crabs bullpen, but can't tell who it is. Pretty deep in right field is the visiting bullpen. So Guyver with a few words to Brody Jacobs and heads back to the dugout. First pitch to Souza. In there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Well, 1 is a fly ball down the right field line, and that is going to drop way foul and pretty close to where the Crabs pitcher is warming up in the bullpen, deep in right field. 0-2. There is a lot of foul territory here at Rec Park on both sides. Runner goes, the 0-2 is outside and dropped by Lombardi, and that allows Prather to steal second. So runner at second with nobody out and a 1-2 count to Jay Souza. I believe one of the reasons why there's so much foul territory is the outfield also appears to double as a football field. There are football stands out in right field in a press box for the high school football team here. The 1-2 is high and outside, 2-2. 2-2 is a ground ball right back to Jacobs, and he has the runner hung up between second and third. Throw back to second, and they got Hideki Prather. What a great play by the Crabs pitcher, Brody Jacobs, to spin around and throw to Cameron Sewell. Prather tried to dive back in the second, but he was unsuccessful. The 1-4. Souza to first with 1 away. It's going to bring in Antonelli Salvatore. Great defensive plays made by the Crabs here in this game. Throw over to first. Souza's back in safely. The most spectacular one being Jacob Pappas fully extending and diving to make a spectacular catch out in left center field. Best outfield play I've seen this season. Runner goes, the pitch is a strike, the throw down to second, and just getting in time is Jay Souza. Pretty good throw from Nico Lombardi, but appeared to be just high, and Perazzo, the shortstop, couldn't get the tag down. So runner at second with 1 out and a 0-1 count to the second baseman, Salvatore. The 0-1 misses outside, and it's 1-1. One up high, and it's 2-1. Is popped foul off to the right and out of play, 2-2. Two is low and outside. Count goes full, 3-2. Crabs lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner at second with 1 out for the Prune Packers. A 3-2 count to Antonelli Salvatore. The 3-2 is popped up, shallow left field. Perazzo, the shortstop, going out, calling off his teammates and making the catch. 2 away. And that'll bring in Logan Sutter. Runner at second, 2 away. To Sutter is a high drive, left field. The left fielder looks up, and there is no doubt about that one. That ball is gone. Two-run shot for Logan Sutter, and the Prune Packers take the lead. It's 3-2. That's what this Prune Packers lineup does. They hit 2 home runs last night. And Logan Sutter, the 2-run shot to left to give the Prune Packers a 3-2 lead. So Crabs will make the pitching change. We're going to go back to the studio for a 1-minute break. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, bottom of the 5th inning. There are 2 outs, nobody on, but Prune Packers just hit a 2-run shot deep to left field to give themselves the lead, 3-2. And in now to pitch for the Crabs is number 30, Caden Kohlberg. Give you his numbers so far. This is his 6th appearance of the season, 6 2/3 innings pitched. In those innings, he's given up 3 hits, 3 runs. Only one of those runs is earned. He's walked 9, struck out 12, and he has a couple of saves. Jacob French will step in. Mr. French is swung on and missed 0-1. He was going for that one, trying to drive it all the way out to the trees in right field. 0-1 is popped up. Shallow center field. Coming in is the Crabs center fielder Pappas to make the catch. That's going to do it for the Prune Packers here in the 5th. They get a couple of runs off of a 2-run homer. And the Prune Packers lead at 3-2 as we head to the top of the 6th. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, top of the 6th. Prune Packers lead the Crabs by a score of 3-2. And in the pitch for the Prune Packers is number 30, Hunter Hargett, who's in the transfer portal. And he will face Pappas, Lombardi, and Perazo, bottom of the Crabs order. Crabs were clinging to a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th. And then Logan Sutter launched a 2-run shot out into left field. And there is absolutely no doubt about that one. Out in left field, there's a residential neighborhood. I wouldn't be surprised if it hit the roof of one of the houses out there. Very, very dangerous Prune Packer lineup. And I don't think the Crabs are going to get away with just clinging on to a 1-run lead against these Prune Packers. They're going to have to score some runs and build a cushion. Around Major League Baseball, now the Cleveland Guardians lead the San Francisco Giants 4-0. Top of the 4th, just to the south of us in San Francisco. And the A's lead the Astros 1-0, top of the 3rd in West Sacramento. The Padres lead the Dodgers 1-0 down in Los Angeles. All right, the good news is that the Crabs are only down by 1. Jacob Pappas steps in. Pitch to Pappas is a ground ball on a weird hop to the shortstop who drops it. Throw to first is not in time. And Pappas is going to reach. That was a pretty routine play, but it took a nasty hop. So yeah, they're going to call it an error on Martinez. I would agree. So Pappas reaches on the error. I'm bringing Nico Lombardi. My partner Benjamin definitely would have called that an error as well. Lombardi in there for a strike 0-1. Unfortunately, the professor Benjamin Schaefer is not going to make this road trip, but he will be back next Tuesday when the Crabs return home, and pretty good chance he'll be coming along with me to Medford in early July. 0-1 is popped foul off to the right and out of play. It's 0-2. 0-2 is swung on and missed strike 3. That was a nasty breaking ball from Hargett, tailing away from Lombardi. One away. Pappas at first. Now bring in Michael Perazo. To Perazo, low outside 1-0. See a Crabs fan walking across the concourse here below me. Quite a few Crabs fans here tonight. More than there were last night. Runner goes, the 1-0 is swung on and missed. And the throw to second, and Pappas is going to steal second. And I believe that was a hit and run because Perazo swung and missed at a pitch that was way outside. The Pappas is second, 1-1 count, 1 out. When the Perazo is fouled straight back, it's 1-2. 1-2 pitch is a high fly ball down the left field line, and chasing after it is the third baseman and the left fielder, but it's going to fall out of play, foul. 1-2. Crabs again, the chance to bring in a runner in scoring position. The only person who's been successful at driving them in has been Tyler Howard. One, two is fouled right off the mask of the catcher. Do it again, 1-2. He seems to be all right. One, two, fouled straight back to the screen. Do it again, 1-2. One, two is fouled straight back again. Still 1-2, and Michael Perazo putting up a tough battle. One, two, misses outside, 2-2. Top of the sixth inning, Crabs trail 3-2, but Jacob Pappas is standing at second with one out. Two-two is a fly ball down the left field line, out of play, foul. We'll do it over, 2-2. As Perazo continues to battle. Two-two is a fly ball out to left. Left fielder going back a few steps, making the catch. He's going to hold Pappas a second, 2 away. Agard making the play out there and left. Now bringing Keenan Morris. Keenan Morris has been very good offensively. Crabs leadoff hitter. To Morris is a ground ball to the right side of the infield, fielded by the second baseman on to first, and that's going to do it. Here in the sixth, the Crabs strand a runner on second but fail to score him. Healdsburg leads 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the sixth. You're listening to Humboldt Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back here to Sonoma County. Bottom of the 6th inning. The Prune Packers lead the Crabs by a score of 3-2. Caden Kohlberg out for his second inning of work. He only pitched a third of an inning in the 5th. And he will face Alex Burge, J.C. Agard, and Jake McCoy. Well, a much better game for the Crabs so far. Now, they played a much cleaner game, much more well pitched, but just that 2-run homer from Sutter that's been the difference so far. Burgess swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. One swung on and missed again, 0-2. 0-2 is popped up right to the shortstop. Peraza one away. I believe that bat is a goner as well. I'll bring in J.C. Agard. Agard fouled right off towards the Crabs dugout. 0-1. 0-1 pitch in there for a called strike on the inside part of the plate. 0-2. Two is a ground ball tied to the infield. Fielded by the Crabs first baseman, who throws over to the pitcher Kohlberg. 2 away. Good play by Tate Metcalf. Slow grounder and came in on it, flipped it right to Caden Kohlberg. So 2 away, nobody on. I'll bring in Jake McCoy. Pitch to McCoy. Outside 1-0. Up high again, 2-0. In there for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Misses low, and it's 3-1. Is popped up. Right side foul territory down the first base line, and ranging over behind the stands, behind the fence down the first base line and making the catch is Tate Metcalf, but I don't believe that's going to count because it was on the other side of the out of bounds line. And believe that's what Robin Guyver is going out to discuss with the umpire. Now, just like at the Arcata Ballpark, beyond the fence, there's a line extending beyond the fence that kind of serves as an out-of-bounds line. And if a fielder makes a catch past that white line, it is just ruled a foul ball. So unfortunately, although Medikoff did make the catch in foul territory, it does not count. So it's 3-2. Three-two is a line shot out to center field, but Pappas, the center fielder, makes the catch, and that's going to do it here in the sixth. The Prune Packers go in order, but they lead 3-2 as we head to the top of the seventh. You're listening to Humboldt Crabs Baseball, ESPN Radio 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, top of the seventh inning. Crabs trail the Prune Packers by a score of 3-2. Against Hunter Hargett, it will be Kavana Soares, followed by Cameron Sewell and Adam Enyart. A tight ball game here on this Wednesday night. A much better played ball game by the Crabs, as opposed to last night where they committed 3 errors and Prune Packers offense just went off. Crabs are in good position to try to steal this one. All right, so Kavana Soares will step in. Pitch to Soares is a shot on the ground to the third baseman and throw to first, one away. Jacob French, third baseman, making the play. One pitch, one out. That'll bring in Cameron Sewell. He had a 2-run homer last night. Sewell in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 to Sewell. This is outside 1-1. 2-1, in there for a called strike, and it's 1-2. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. And it's 2-2. Two is popped up right side of the infield. Ranging over and making the catch is the second baseman Salvatore, 2 away. Gonna bring in Adam Enyart. Enyart is a high chopper off the plate. Salvatore slowly throw over to first and just in time to get Enyart. And that's going to do it for the Crabs here in the top of the 7th. They fail to score. Healdsburg leads at 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Recreation Park here in Healdsburg. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Prune Packers lead the Crabs by a score of 3-2. Kane Kohlberg out for a second full inning of work. And he'll face Martinez to lead it off. It's fouled straight back, 0-1. Be followed by Prather and Souza for the Prune Packers. Martinez in the dirt, and it's 1-1. And pitches outside, 2-1. Two one way up high and over the glove of the catcher Lombardi, 3-1. Sun starting to set here in Healdsburg. Beautiful Wednesday night. Great weather so far here on this road trip. 3-1 is a line drive out to right field. Racing over and making the catch is Tyler Howard. Crabs right fielder, one away. Now bring in Hideki Prather. Here's Dupre. There's a line shot right at Michael Peraza, the shortstop, 2 away. That'll bring in Chase Souza. I mean, after last night, Crab's pitching tonight has really done a great job. Of course, Logan Sutter hit that 2-run shot earlier in the game, but otherwise they've been very, very good. Pitches in the dirt, 1-0. Look, as long as the Crabs can keep it close, they're definitely in a great position to steal this one away from the Prune Packers. The defending PEL champions, the 1-0, and for a called strike, 1-1. And I would make the argument, I mean, just based on the caliber of schools that are on this roster, probably the most loaded with talent in the PEL, although the Lincoln Potters can make a good case. Pitches in the dirt, 2-1. And guess what? That's who the Crabs are going to face next. The Lincoln Potters. At McBean Stadium in Lincoln starting on Friday. This is a tough week and a tough road trip for the Crabs. 2-1 in the dirt, and it's 3-1. Well, we still have a game tomorrow, 6 o'clock, right here from Recreation Park in Healdsburg. Then Friday and Saturday from McBean Stadium in Lincoln, 7:05, and then Sunday at 6:05. (3-1), check swing, did he go? There's no appeal down to first, he did not go, and ball 4 to Souza. Runner at first with 2 outs. I'll bring in Antonelli Salvatore. Pitches in there for a called strike, 0-1. It's over to first, and Souza's back in safely. Over to first again, and that almost got past the first baseman Medikoff, but Souza's back in safely. Oh, 1 is a fly ball down the left field line, racing over in foul territory is Enyart. He won't get there. And foul, it's 0-2. Oh-2 is a ground ball off the glove of Peraza, and he's not going to have a play. He was playing more towards the bag at second base, and it was hit more to where he would traditionally play, and he had to dive over, and it just hit off of his glove and really didn't have a chance. That's going to be an infield single. First and second, 2 outs. That'll bring in Logan Sutter, whose 2-run home run is the difference in this ball game so far. Was an absolute no-doubter out to left field off the bat. Was Lombardi out to talk to Caden Colbert. Pitch to Sutter, and therefore called strike 0-1. The one swung on and missed, 0-2. Good breaking ball from Kohlberg. Oh, 2 swung on and missed, strike 3. What a good pitch from Caden Kohlberg, and that's going to do it for the Prune Packers here in the bottom of the 7th. They failed to score. It is 3-2 Healdsburg as we head to the top of the 8th. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, top of the 8th inning. Prune Packers lead the Crabs by a score of 3-2. In the pitch for the Prune Packers is number 31, Brandon Mann, out of University of Michigan. Another big school on this Prune Packer roster. And he will face Howard, Medikoff, and Pappas. Tyler Howard with both Crabs RBIs so far. A close, well-played ball game. Crabs looking to get some offense going and try to steal one from the Prune Packers. They did not win a single game here last season in their 3-game series. They were swept. Crabs trying to reverse that trend here. Pitch to Howard is in there for a called strike, 0-1. No one misses up high. Nope, it's a called strike, 0-2. I shouldn't jump the gun. I don't have the best view of the strike zone from where I'm sitting. 0-2 is a high chopper overhead. The pitcher rolled to the second baseman onto first, not in time. And Howard's going to leg it out for an infield single. He has had a great night in his Crabs debut. So leadoff hitter on for the Crabs here in the 8th. That'll bring in Tate Medikoff.
Now batting from San Joaquin Delta, number 6, Sutter Moss.
That's going to bring in a pinch hitter, Sutter Moss. Pitch to Moss is low, 1-0. Moss has not played in this series yet. Runner goes, the 1-0 to Moss is a called strike. The throw down to second, and they got him. They got Tyler Howard. Another good throw from Hideki Prather. Throws out second Crabs runner trying to steal. One away. On 1 count to Sutter Moss. Push to Moss, and there for a called strike, and it's 1-2. One, two in the dirt, and it's 2-2. Two misses outside, 3-2. Catcher Prather and the crowd here in Healdsburg wanted that call. Three-two, right down the middle, called strike 3, 2 away. That's going to bring in Jacob Pappas. Push to Pappas, and there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1, and there for a called strike again. It's 0-2. 0-2 swung on and missed strike 3, and man makes quick work of the Crabs lineup here in the 8th. They trail 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Prune Packers lead the Crabs by a score of 3-2 in a close ball game. Caden Kohlberg out for his 3rd full inning of work, and he's been great so far tonight. 2 1/3 innings pitched. He's only allowed 1 hit. Walked 1, struck out 1. So, like Spencer Jacobs did last night, Kohlberg has done a great job settling things down and keeping the Crabs in it, giving them a chance. Due up for the Prune Packers, it will be Jacob French, Alex Burge, and J.C. Agard. To French is in there for a called strike 0-1. One is a line shot foul off towards the Prune Packers dugout down the third base side. It's 0-2. The 0-2 is fly ball down the left field line. How to play foul. Do it again, 0-2. Oh, 2. Called strike 3. Okay, I thought the umpire was calling that a ball. It took him a little while to make the strike 3 call, but great pitch from Caden Kohlberg, one away. I'll bring in Healdsburg. Burge is a high fly ball to right. Right fielder racing over, center fielder Pappas ranging over to his left and making the catch, 2 away. Pappas has been making plays all night. He's had real command center field. He made a spectacular catch earlier in the game. Full dive, full extension, and making a great play. I'll bring in JC Agard. Agard is lined down the right field line and foul, 0-1. This is low outside, and Agard checks his swing. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch is a high pop fly out to left. Keenan Morris racing out there, but it will be the left fielder and Yart making the catch. That's going to do it here in the bottom of the 8th. The Crabs trail 3-2 as we head to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Crabs coming up. You're listening to Humboldt Crabs Baseball, ESPN Radio, 107.3 FM. Welcome back, top of the 9th here in Healdsburg. The Prune Packers lead the Crabs by a score of 3-2. Last chance for the Crabs to try to steal a win on the road. They went 0-6 on their California road trip last season. They're so far on this road trip, they're 0-1. Trying to get a win here tonight. It will be Nico Lombardi, Michael Perazzo, and Keenan Morris to up for the Crabs against Brandon Mann. He made quick work of the Crabs in the 8th. Bishop Lombardi is in the dirt, holds up his swing. It's 1-0. Pitch is a high fly ball out to left center field. The center fielder going back at the wall and making the catch, one away. Gave it a ride, but just died out on the track, and center fielder Souza was there to make the catch. Now bringing Michael Perazzo. For a second, I thought that had a chance. Perazzo fouled straight back to the screen, and it's 0-1. Pitch is outside, 1-1. And there for a called strike, and it's 1-2. One-two misses outside, and it's 2-2. Two misses low and outside. Count goes full, 3-2. Three-two is a ground ball to the right side. Gloved by the first baseman on a dive. Overthrows the pitcher covering. And that's going to be a single for Michael Perazzo. Deep into the hole at first, and diving to try to make the play was Logan Sutter, and almost threw it over in time to the pitcher man covering, but overthrew him, and then the catcher was there to back it up. Or else Perazzo is headed to second. All right. Go-ahead run is in the box for the Crabs and Keenan Morris. Tying run is on base. Bishop Morris gets past the catcher to the backstop, and that's going to allow Perazzo to go to second on the wild pitch. Tying run now stands at second base for the Crabs. The 1-0 misses low and outside, 2-0. Gotta say, the Crabs have been very good this season at putting together really good at-bats, especially when it matters most. Whether or not they eventually get on base. 2-0 is a high chopper up the middle, deep into the hole. The second baseman will have no play. Everybody's safe. It'll be first and third with one out. Just a high chopper deep into the hole behind second, and Sabateri, the second baseman, had no chance at it. Infield single for Keenan Morris, first and third, one out. The Crabs trail 3-2 here in the top of the ninth, and Kavanasaurus is going to step into the box. A huge moment for the Crabs. here in Healdsburg on this Wednesday night. Trying to lift that weight of not being able to win on the California portion of their road trip. So the Prune Packers will make the pitching change. We're going to go back to the studio for a 1-minute break. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN Radio, 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Healdsburg, top of the 9th inning. Crabs trail by 1. They have runners at first and third with 1 out. A new pitcher in the game for the Prune Packers. It's number 12, Alec Bellardis. Crabs trying to win one in Healdsburg for the first time in a long time. They were not able to do it last season. But they need to come through here. Crabs fans here in the park are excited. Majority of the crowd here in Healdsburg are trying to see their team take the series. Pichasaurus is swung on and missed. 0-1. Nasty breaking ball from Bellardis. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is a fly ball down the right field line. Foul out of play, 0-2. Long look in from pitcher Bellardis. He comes set. The 0-2 misses low and outside, 1-2. One, two, and that hit soars on the back. He's going to head down to first, and the bases are loaded for the Crabs with 1 out. They trail 3-2 here in the top of the 9th. And that's going to bring in Cameron Sewell, who hit a 2-run home run last night. Obviously, a home run here would be ideal. The Crabs at least looking for the 1 run to tie up the ball game. They want more. Pitch to Sewell, swung on and missed, 0-1. Good breaking ball from Bellardis. The Crabs are going to finally win a game in Healdsburg. They need to come through right here, right now. The 0-1 is chopped fouled on the first base line. It's 0-2. 0-2 pitch is popped up. Foul out of play. Off to the left, it's still 0-2. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Crabs here in the top of the 9th. They trail 3-2. The 0-2 pitch is grounded fouled on the first base line. Another good battle from a Crabs hitter. It's still 0-2. Crabs queen Tamara to the right of me is standing up. She can't even sit down. Oh, 2. That was close. Just missed off the plate outside. 1-2. One, 2 is popped up down the left field line. The third baseman chasing after it. And again, it will be a foul ball, and we'll do it over, 1-2. Cameron Sewell locked in a battle with Alec Bellardis. The 1-2. Low and outside. Count goes to 2-2. It's a line drive down the right field line. That's just foul. Oh, from my perspective, it looked like it hit the foul line. But that must have fell just a few inches foul. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Cameron Sewell was inches away from giving the Crabs the lead. But he'll have to face another pitch. It's 2-2. Tense moments here at Recreation Park in Healdsburg. 2-2 is a high chopper, and then field second baseman coming in. Throw over to first. It's in time, but the Crabs score and they tie up the game. It's 3-3. And a slow ground ball from Cameron Sewell gets it done, at least for now. Just hit slowly enough. Morris to third, Soares to second. With 2 outs, now bring in Adam Enyart, the Crabs RBI leader. 3-3 here on the top of the 9th. Pitch to Enyart. High and outside, 1-0. Did he hold up his swing? It's called a strike anyway. It's 1-1. One is fouled back at the plate. It's 1-2. 1-2, it's a ground ball. It's going to make its way up the middle for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. The Crabs take the lead. It's 5-3. Adam Enyart comes through for the Crabs. And they take the lead. And the crowd here in Healdsburg is stunned. Adam Enyart comes through again, as he's done all season. That's going to bring in Tyler Howard with the runner at first and 2 outs. Pitch to Howard, and that hits him. First and second with 2 outs. And I believe we're going to have a pinch hitter, Houston Hirschkorn. What a ninth inning for the Crabs. I mean, this team has shown some serious fight all season, and nothing better than they've shown tonight. Push to Hirschkorn, right down the middle for a called strike, 0-1. What an unbelievable ninth inning for the Crabs. 0-1, right down the middle for a called strike, 0-2. But unfortunately, they're the visiting team, and they're still going to have to get 3 outs in the bottom of the ninth from a very, very dangerous Healdsburg lineup. It is far from over. Oh, 2 is a ground ball through the right side. That's a base hit, being waved around, and coming in to score is Enyart, and the Crabs lead it 6-3. They just keep getting it done. Howard to third on the play. So first and third with 2 outs. 4 runs in here in the top of the ninth for the Crabs. Now I'll bring in Jacob Pappas. Jacob Pappas hits it fouled on the third base line, 0-1. Tamara, I don't think you're allowed to sit down the next game. You have to stand the entire time. 0-1 misses outside, and it's 1-1. Tamara's been standing this entire ninth inning, and of course 4 runs come across. So it only makes sense. One is fouled back, and it's 1-2. Runner goes, the 1-2. Did he check his swing? No, he did not. That's going to be strike 3. And that's going to do it for the Crabs here in the top of the ninth. And the Crabs are not too happy with that call. From my perspective, it was kind of hard to tell. I can't really make any determination. Crabs hitting coach and third base coach Jeff Giacometti is not happy with that check swing call. And Robin Guyver now out to talk to the home plate umpire and kind of ushering Jacko away. But the Crabs get 4 runs here in the top of the ninth. They lead 6-3 as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning. You're listening to exciting Crabs baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Recreation Park here in Healdsburg. Bottom of the 9th inning. Going into the top of the 9th, the Crabs trailed 3-2. They got 4 runs in the top of the 9th. They now lead 6-3 as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. And Caden Kohlberg, who has pitched very well since coming in, is looking for the save. Due up, it will be the bottom of the order, McCoy, Martinez, and Prather. The Crabs played 3 games here in Healdsburg last season. They lost all 3. Trying to get a crucial win against a very good Healdsburg team. Push to McCoy, and it hits him. That is certainly not the way you want to start it. He'll head down to first. That's going to bring in Alex Martinez. Never said it was going to be easy. Martinez swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 is chopped fouled on the third base line. It's 0-2. Prune Packers are 8-0 coming into this game. Crabs trying to hand them their first loss of the season. 0-2 swung on and missed, strike 3, 1 away. And that's going to bring in Hideki Prather. Prather is a shot right at the shortstop. The second for 1, on to first. Double play. That's the ball game. Crabs win. And the Crabs finally shake the demons of last year's road trip to Healdsburg and Lincoln. They have a win. They come back with 4 runs in the 9th to get the win here in Healdsburg and hand the Prune Packers their first loss of the season. What an unbelievable game for the Humboldt Crabs, who showed unbelievable fight. What a win. The fans here in Healdsburg are in shock. They are in shock. What a win for the Crabs. Let's take you through that top of the 9th inning. Crabs tied it on a Cameron Sewell RBI ground out to the second baseman. Then Adam Enyart with a 2 RBI single past the shortstop. 2 runs scored there. And then Houston Hirschkorn with another RBI single to make it 6-3 Crabs. And that is where it ends. The first loss for the Healdsburg Prune Packers and the first league win for the Crabs. And the first win for the Crabs here in Healdsburg in a long time. What an unbelievable game. And they're already off to a better start here on this road trip than they were on the same road trip last season. Crabs will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. to try to win the series. Big thanks to Zach Rogers back in the studio working the board. This has been exciting Crabs baseball. They get the win 6-3, ESPN 107.3 FM.